law and order is under attack in Joe Biden's America, and the people paying the highest price for the lunacy that has been unleashed are the brave men and women who wear the uniform and the everyday common man that depends on them for their protection. And there's no secret that this nation was gripped by a tsunami of extremism in the lead up to the 2020 election. And contrary to what many in the media will tell you, no, I am not talking about the 74 million Americans who voted to keep America great by putting America first. Now, I'm talking about irrational voices on the left who hijacked a national bipartisan conversation about justice reform and replaced it with the three most dangerous words ever uttered in the history of American politics: defund the police.
Suck it up. Defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police.
Mayor Eric Garcetti saying take some of the money from policing, about $150 million.
I applaud Eric Garcetti for doing what he's done.
Not only do we need to disinvest in police, but we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
Yes, I support a radical reimagining.
Now, these voices on the left, they say they want to reform policing without acknowledging the obvious reality that the reforms they seek require more money, not less. Require experienced officers on the job, not fresh recruits getting on-the-job training from rookies new to the beat. And so as cities were destroyed, one storefront after the next, while police stations were burned to the ground on live television, and while the news agencies covering the fire called the mob that started the blaze a mostly peaceful protest, well, city councils in blue cities all across this country, they did not mount a robust police response. They did not engage in intensive community outreach. No, they cut billions of dollars from police budgets all across this land, blind to the inherent dangers of such a reckless approach to public safety. And of course, the obvious happened. People started to die. In Philadelphia, 2,200 people were shot this year, including 470 people shot and murdered. In the 5 boroughs of the city of New York, over 1,800 people have been shot this year alone. Overall, 12 major U.S. cities have set all-time records for homicide. See, this is the undeniable reality of America today, folks. Big states and small states, from the Midwest to the big city, you are less safe today than you were when Joseph Robinette Biden put his hand on a Bible a little under a year ago. Because the forces that swept him into office were powered by an assault on law enforcement and complete and utter disdain for the people we entrust to uphold our nation of laws. Now, perhaps no place embodies the abject suffering born out of this insanity than Harris County, Texas, a county with a population close to 5 million, a county that, if it were a standalone state, would be the 25th largest state in the union. Well, this week we learned the sober reality that ending cash bail and defund policing produces. From September of 2016 to September of 2021, 150 Harris County residents were murdered by suspects who were given bail or bond and placed back on the street. That's 150 souls dead in one county in just one state because of the decisions to make lawlessness an acceptable part of our everyday life. That's not a Republican talking point. That is the human toll of an unhinged faction of a left-wing movement that makes policies for a world that only exists on paper. In fact, when the 407 capital murder cases over the same period were examined in Harris County, it was found that 28% of the suspects were individuals roaming the streets, out on bail. See, this is what happens when you take the teeth out of law enforcement. This is what happens when police are simply not allowed to do their job. And in fact, in some cases, the outcomes for our brave men and women in blue have been just as lethal. See, 2021 was the deadliest year to be a police officer in the history of tracking the statistic. This country has endured the mob. This country has endured prohibition, race riots in the 60s and 70s, and yet 2021 was the deadliest year to put a badge on your chest and protect the people who call this nation home. 479 officers and counting have been killed in the line of duty. Firearm-related killings are up 31% alone. And ambush attacks, aka attacks on police officers minding their own business, well, they were up 126%. And so the sad truth is that anyone paying attention knew that this was inevitable when there is no consequence for crime, when the lawless are empowered to terrorize the lawful because our system of justice refuses to hold them accountable. That's when bad things happen to good people, folks. See, a nation of laws becomes hostage to those who have no regard for human life. And so it is time for us to plant a new flag, to draw a line in the dust and say that we will no longer tolerate politicians who pander for votes at the expense of human suffering. The slimmest majority in Congress since World War II was paid for with the blood of everyday people and everyday heroes, while the politicians who benefited knelt in the Capitol rotunda wearing African kente cloth and called it justice. I'm here to tell you folks that's not justice. That's a crime against humanity. It's an abomination to this republic. And the time has come for us to rise up and demand that the civil society that every single American deserves, their political persuasion notwithstanding, finally comes back to fruition.